Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV International. This very special episode, we're bringing you from the Cairo International Book Fair, the 51st session being held here in the 5th Settlement, Al Manara Convention Center. And for this segment, we're most delighted to be joined by Dr. Bahaa Abdul Magueed. He's a professor of English literature at the Ain Shams University, a novelist, writer, translator, art critic, as well as a cultural activist. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining.
Thank you
for joining us, Doctor. Brilliant.
Nice meeting
so
you
many
both,
titles.
yes.
You're very creative indeed. So I'm sure that there's a lot of interesting information you might share with us regarding your latest publications and your thoughts as an author with regard to this 51st International Cairo Book Fair.
Yes. Thank you very much for interviewing me. This is a very good occasion. As you have mentioned, that this is a reading festival. It's a festival for both readers and writers and the publishers and all the people who are interested and keen to know the book industry and the cultural politics. So I think we as Egyptians and we as Arabs, and I think international all international figures who are coming to the book fair have raised the beauty of the location, the organization of the book fair, also the activities which are taking place every day and every hour. As you can hear, you can listen to music, street music, you can listen to poetry reading. There are intellectual intellectual people who give seminars and workshops. There are certain workshops for creative writers, workshop for children, kids. Also, there are many exhibitions for fine arts, and also there are many offers for book discounts and membership in everything. Like also there are audio books where readers can purchase books from audio means and so on. Regarding my publication this year, I have a new book called The Red Velvet, Al-Qatifa Al-Hamra, and this is my 5th novel after Saint Teresa, Sleeping with Strangers, Temple Bar, also Rites of Ascendance, and I have also 3 collections of short stories. Three of my novels are translated by AUC Press. These are Temple Bar, Sleeping with Strangers, and Santa Teresa. Also, I have an event which is a book signing. It was a very successful one. I have met with my fans. We have also a new tradition with my publisher called High Five, where you meet your readers, you take photos. And me as a university professor, I always encourage my students to come to the book fair, especially our students of literature. So you give them the chance to get out of the campus and mix with the field of books and publishers. Some of them are eager to publish their first book. Plus my interest in publication, I like also to give creative writing workshops where new writers or amateurs like to be professional in writing, especially if they didn't study literature as an organized discipline. So I try to help them to understand the basics of writing, the techniques of writing a novel or short stories. And I think this help the new generation to understand and to appreciate culture and to express themselves, because any creative nation makes progress very quickly. Yes.
Yes. As you're speaking about culture, sir, as you know that this 51st session is being held under the auspices of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi,
yes,
under the slogan of Egypt, Africa, the culture of diversity.
Yes.
If you can comment on
that.
Yeah,
this is actually was of course with the cooperation of President Sisi with the Minister of Culture and his guidance. I think we have cared, as you know, that we care a lot about Africa and the development of Africa and the cooperation between Africa and Egypt which is very close to us. And I think this year Senegal was guest of honor, and so it was very important for the presence of Africa. We have a very special, what we call it, forum and symposium for African writers, African intellectuals, all the historical books and all the geographical books, which was classical books, which Egyptians translated into Arabic, which care about Africa and the geography of Africa, the multi-ethnic of African people, and how Egyptians very similar in a way or another concerning culture, economics, and other fields. So it's a very good call to cooperate with Africa, not only because of the dam or the political problems, but I think that we have to invest in Africa because, do you know, they are closer to us, either in the traditions, in the customs, in what we call it economical cooperation. And what makes people very close to each other is the culture. Culture is a bridge, or which links the gap or narrow the gap between all the nations and so on. So thanks to our leadership, which tries to shed light, and thanks to the Minister of Culture, Dr. Ines Abdeldaim, because she helped us, and Dr. Haitham Al-Hajj Ali, the head of the book fair organization, and for giving the Egyptian the chance to mix with the people of Africa. And also Africa is no longer the heart of Africa, as Joseph Conrad has said, but we are trying to discover the light of Africa. Africa is not dark, it's beautiful. They have many potentialities, either in the field of culture or economical fields. So I think this is a very good step and a very positive step to open the career for writers, for businessmen, for publishers, and so on.
Yes, very well.
Yes, thank you so much for your insight, Dr. Bahaa Abdul Magueed, Professor of English Literature, Ain Shams University. Thank you so much for your insight, and thank you so much for being with us on Nile Cruise.
Good luck with all your publications.
Thank you very much, and I invite all your viewers and your audience to read my new novel, The Red Velvet. You will find it at the book fair. Please come and catch the book fair before it's closing.
Yes,
they are closing tomorrow.
And you can still catch the publications.
We will miss you, and we will miss Nile TV, and we hope to see you next year, inshallah.
See you next year.
Thank you very much. It was
I'll
very
stay tuned.
Wonderful talking to you.
More coming up right after this break on Nile Cruise.